My name is Jessica Hitt. I'm the program manager of the Climate Adaptation Knowledge Exchange, or CAKE. And I'm going to be quickly highlighting a tool we work on with USGS and NICWIS, CRAVE, the Climate Registry for the Assessment of Vulnerability. So this is just a quick 5-minute overview with the hope that you guys will come visit us at the Tools Cafe tonight to learn about CRAVE or CAKE or Crave on Cake, which is also a thing. And I just quickly want to recognize my project partners. I have the pleasure of being with you guys today, but Robin O'Malley has really been the leading force behind this project, along with Laura, Kristen, and Elda. Let's see here. Next. There we go. So what is CRAVE? CRAVE is a community resource that provides a searchable registry of climate change vulnerability assessments from across the nation. As I'm sure we're all aware, these vulnerability assessments are being conducted in a growing rate on various species or habitats or cultural resources, etc. And they're often being conducted in silos, so a lot of repetition, things not building on each other, people assessing the same target species or whatever it may be. So CRAVE was really created to address this problem. We created a registry, essentially, and CRAVE is focused on collecting all the project metadata, so really the who, what, where, when, why of your vulnerability assessment. So once, this is what CRAVE looks like. That's the URL where you can find it. You can search CRAVE, you can browse by text, by geographic focused, by managing entity, and by target assessment. Pretty soon you'll also be able to download all the metadata so you can see kind of where funding's been strongest or where funding's lacked in terms of various habitats or whatever it may be, but that's kind of next steps. You can also add your own information. So say you or a colleague have vulnerability assessment, you can go on, create an account. Fed accounts, I think you can actually use your Fed login. And outside you can create your own account, and then you can kind of go in and add your project information to the site. So how does information get on here? One, everyone here, it's a community resource, so anyone who wants to put their information on CRAVE can do that. As well, we also find the information, contact or stock down project leads and ask them to get it up on there, and so we can share it more broadly. We have some quality assurance. So a gatekeeper from each federal agency will be reviewing their own VA content. Ecoadapt will be responsible for reviewing all non-federal VA content, and then it goes back to the USGS team before final posting. So where does it go after the final review? It goes on CRAVE, but this is a really exciting element of the project. It also goes on CAKE. So you have essentially two different sites with identical shared content. We have slightly different audiences. The CRAVE was originally just kind of looking at creating a registry for the federal agencies to look at what they funded, but they realized that the information would be useful more broadly, so they're trying to share it across a place where people are already going to find climate change and adaptation information. So this is what CRAVE looks like on CAKE. CRAVE on CAKE. A little bit about kind of the CAKE piece of the project. All the content will also be indexed in our search site. So essentially, exactly what's available on CRAVE will be available on CAKE. So if you're just going about your normal business while visiting the CAKE website, which is cakex.org, you'll also find all this vulnerability assessment content now. And we have around 6,000 visitors a month, so when they're just going around their normal business searching by impact or by habitat or whatever it may be, they'll also be finding all this vulnerability assessment information. The other benefit of it being on CAKE is all the information will also be associated with other relevant information on the CAKE database. So CAKE has a lot of case studies, so where these vulnerability assessments went in to have a full project, or if there's a management plan, or if there's a bio on the project lead or a tool that they use, that'll also be linked to the vulnerability assessment on CAKE. And so just, I guess, one kind of final highlight about this project is this is kind of a really cutting edge idea, is this information sharing and collaboration, so we're really reducing repetition. So when we say the content is identical, it's really identical, so it's a shared backend database that will be broadcast to both sites. So if it's updated one place, it's updated in another place, so really reducing the amount of places people have to go to update the information, and then also ensuring the information is always up to date and you have the most current information. And in a world where we've got lots of new sites and things like that. It's a really exciting kind of model to try out, sharing a back-end database to really make sure everyone has the most up-to-date information. So the call to action, come visit me at the Tools Cafe, learn more about getting your information up on Crave or how to search it, etc., or find out about Crave on Cake. Cake is also a really great resource. We have over 350 case studies of on-the-ground adaptation projects, thousands of library resources, around 80 tools. I think we have 1,400 active members, but it has a registry of organizations that are also working on adaptation and climate change stuff. And we also have a community section that has events that are happening, webinars that are happening at this conference, job opportunities, funding opportunities, etc. So it's really kind of a one-stop shop for adaptation and climate change information. That's it.